shall receive.
And actually, you see these guys. That's something, being by yourself, you don't have that. But being part of the community, you can come here and always find someone who will pull you up and help you, when you have a bad day, help you overcome that and pull you up and raise your energy. So talk about prospecting versus networking. So when we go to other networking events, we usually go, prospecting. I've been, doing that myself, right? You go to a room full of people that you don't know, strangers, right? And some of us feel comfortable in an environment like that, and some of us don't. I bet the majority of people do not feel. But now you run a business, you need to do it. So you do things that you don't feel comfortable doing, right? But you need to do it because now when you are in business for yourself, you need to wear many hats. You need to do sales, you need to do marketing, you need to do maybe bookkeeping, you need to have an understanding in accounting, right? You need to do the job itself. There's many things that you need to do, but you didn't get into the business to do all those things. So you go out and now you need to do prospecting basically. And to find or generate leads to yourself. But prospecting is good whenever you want to create a transactional event. You may get a client, you may be a good salesperson and talk somebody into buying your product. But they will go home or service, they will go home, they will feel bad about it, and guess what? They will not refer business to you. So you may get a one-time deal, right? But no continuation, right? But if you do it the other way, which we'll talk in the next slide, it's different. It's completely different. So prospecting is a cold market thing, and it's a numbers game. The more prospects you find, you create a funnel, and some of them will become clients. But it's a continuously work to continuously doing it day after day after day. And when do you stop? You can't stop. But on the other hand, what we build here when you do networking is basically you build a warm market, you build relationships, you build friendships. And what you say is you go out and create a new friend every day. And if that happened, you wouldn't need to worry about prospecting. And all you would need to do is basically just educate people, or what we'll talk in the next slide is enrolling people.
And Avi, you always ask, in this meeting, you always ask people, who here in the room, and I would like to repeat this question, who here in the room, small business owners, like to sell? Please, not too many, right? Sometimes, you just raise your hand because I do, but, and thank you for that. But most of us don't like to sell, but we definitely need to make a transaction. So people don't like to sell, but people like to buy. How do you do that?
So when you do networking, you not only create yourself a referral partner, but you could also find strategic partnerships. You could also find resources that you need, because now we are part of a community that helps each other. And if you take what Ayelet said before, the concept of BNI, and we really love that concept, because we truly believe in that givers gain. The more you give, the more you will get. So when you don't worry about yourself, you just worry about how to help others, your needs will be fulfilled by itself. And we believe in, and we have that philosophy of abundance. We think that there is enough for everyone. So the fact that we have 5 or 10 realtors in the room, or insurance agents, or masseuses, or whatever profession you have, doesn't mean anything, right? It's all a matter of creating connections, so that's okay, right? It's a matter of chemistry and having a conversation, having a good fit. So that's why when you believe in abundance, that's no problem, right? The more we have, the better. And when you use this mentality in this group, when you meet with someone, and all what you have in mind is, how can I help that person in his business? How can I pay forward to him? Your business will grow guaranteed. But we all need to have the same mentality. And sometimes it's tough, and I know that because I've been there. Sometimes your business is low, you're not doing well, and you have this financial pressure to make a sale. And what actually happens, it's human nature. We become more aggressive, we become less, pleasant, and we, from sitting down and trying to think of others, we try to make a sale. But guess what, does it work? No. Not really, right? So being stressful about your situation wouldn't do you any good to convey it and to act that way. You need to be able to park it aside. And still, and it's not easy, I know that, but it takes a lot of, bless you, It takes a lot of internal power and growth to do that, to put it aside and say, I'm focusing now on the other person versus on my own problem. And when you have others to get rid of their problems, your problems will disappear. So, we believe in enrolling and not selling. And as we said, sell is a transactional thing. It sells basically to exchange for or deliver for money or its equivalent. Right? So when you go out, you prospect, you do cold calling, the whole purpose is to get your sales presentation and to make a sale. You don't really build relationship and there's nothing, no partnerships and not anything else. But we look at the definition of enrollment. And enroll is to inspire people to move from a fixed position or attitude of non-involvement to being open and to look at a new idea or see something in a whole new way. And if you sit down with someone and you are present in the conversation, you don't think about yourself, you shut down. You know that we all have a voice that talks to us, we all talk to ourselves, right? And many times it just disrupts what we do. It has always an opinion of whatever we do, whoever we meet, right? And it basically prevents us from being present in a conversation. So being able to shut down that voice, sit down in a one-on-one, look at the other person in the eye, and being focused on them and listen will help us get them enrolled in what we want to do, and at the end of the day, will help both of us. So educate, don't sell. One-on-one.
You can talk about the form, and then I continue from there.
Okay.
That's your part.
So people ask me, okay, so what do we talk in one-on-one? And many people come from an environment that after the business card comes, what do you do? Right? This is what I do, right? But in our one-on-one, we don't lead that. So for those who are new here today, if you met someone who has been here for a while, when you walk into the room, they didn't ask you what you do or do you have a business card. They probably talk about what we say FORM, form. Family, where are you from? Are you here for the first time? We want to learn about ourselves. And if you remember this word form, it will be easier. And form stands for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So when you meet someone on a one-on-one, right, what you talk about? You talk about form. You ask them about their family. You ask them about, what's their occupation, what's their education, what do they like to do in their free time, and what motivates them in life. And through that, you basically learn a lot about themselves, about their family, and from that, it's easier to move to other things. So if you don't know what to say other than talk about business, memorize the form.
So maybe if you come to, and when we schedule an appointment, we have an agenda, whether we want to admit it or not. So if we look at our agenda as my agenda is to really get to know this person. I want to know what's important to this person. What they love to do, what they do when they're not working. So you practice being a good listener. You make sure that you take good notes, and you make sure that you review your notes afterwards. So, and you pay forward. How do you pay it forward to people? You pay it forward to them by, first of all, acknowledging. After you come back from your good meeting, you send them an email thanking them for, spending the time with you. You may want to write something nice about them on our Meetup page. You may want to write something nice about them on our Facebook page. Or just, if you meet with someone that you really enjoyed, and they're, you might want to tell other person in the group that, you had a wonderful one-on-one with this person, and you should have one-on-one too. So, and always enroll, never sell. Going back to the part in our conversation when the person asks you, so what do you do? And instead of just starting to shoot at this person, well, I'm doing this and that, and you better buy from me because I'm that good, just enroll them. Tell them how passionate you are about something about what you're doing, and tell stories. And make sure that you're not selling. Make sure that you're educating, okay? One-on-one is not a one-time event, right? In order to become friends, in order to start a relationship of any sort, you really need to be